What's up, everyone? How's it going? This is Gamer Grudge, where we just still are apparently picking on Nintendo to the point where it's eventually going to get old, but I don't give a shit. I mean, I don't think my assistant Andrew Interactive gives a shit either. Hey, why don't you say what's up, Andrew?
Error 40 fair. Starting bit joke not found.
Ah, okay. The joke isn't found apparently, so it falls on me apparently now. But today we're going to be talking about Mario Kart World, the game that has a Nintendo Direct and that I don't know if people actually care about it, or it might be the only game that people care about on the Switch 2. Might be the only reason that Nintendo even sells the Switch 2. But moving on over to the gameplay trailer, you can see that the nostalgia is already so much that it is blinding. Let's get into it. Now, the trailer does open just saying with a nice dry shot of a desert that I felt was completely unnecessary to cover. So, instead, we're going to be starting with the actual action where there's racing. So, as you can see, we have 24 tracks now, or not 24 tracks, 24 racers on the track, and a nice close-up of Mario.
24 slots. 24 slots means more room for nostalgia and cash cows, which ironically they added to the game.
Hell yeah, they did. And speaking of stuff they've added to the game, clearly they've added more carts, they've added more tracks, and they've also added more gimmicks. The only thing that Nintendo is actually good at, gimmicks.
And all it cost them was unique tracks that had personality.
Exactly. I mean, you can see that, hey, I mean, there's a little personality here. You got a big question mark, another reused asset that Nintendo always falls back on.
They definitely lack some memorable landmarks. You figured in a Mario Nintendo game, they would have a bunch of those.
Well, you know, at least they have some memorable characters. I mean, you got so many memorable characters coming back that, and just to name a few of them, you have the Pianta, you have the Spike, you have Dolphin, Fishbone, Peepa, Swoop, Stingbee, and you even have Cheepa, the Coin Coffer, and Penguins, and for some reason even the Moo Moo. Oh yeah, speaking of the Moo Moo, there you go, it's grinding the rails, unlike its unconscious brethren over to the left. Really showing off.
Showing off that peak Mario Kart classic track design that we all love that has so much magical Nintendo flair.
Yeah.
It's great that they have big bold letters that are hardly legible. You gotta be so talented to do that.
Andrew
and look
Interactive.
at that fashion.
Andrew Interactive told me prior to this that a lot of people were complaining that the tracks look very, very bland, and I don't know, maybe I was blinded by the blatant nostalgia factory that Nintendo is whenever I first saw it in the Direct, but now all I can think of is, yeah, these tracks are super bland. I mean...
No. Pause it.
Okay.
Other people... No. Other people... These are our original thoughts, okay? What do you think this is? Some weird, like, gimmick show where we take people's negative criticisms and use them? No. These are our original thoughts.
And as you can see here, we have a title card. And now, again, another thing that Andrew Interactive told me is that the tracks are basically like straight line simulators. And all I can think of when I see the actual overworld map here is that he is 100% correct, or should I say it is 100% correct, where it's like you go from right side of the screen right here, and like you're supposed to go across it, just a giant bridge over to the city. Then from the city, there's just basically a straight line with like one curve in it that leads over to the next track. And really, it seems like that for a lot of them, where it's like one straight line with one or two curves in it. It's like,
hey, come on now. Nintendo had to use their stupid ass budget on this empty open world. They can't use their minimal budget for everything. They have to have an open world, and they used it all on creating the open world. So that means no uniqueness, nothing in the open world, no turns or curves in the tracks. Come on, you think Nintendo's made of money? Pfft, they're obviously struggling in a poor small indie company.
They are. I mean, every time I think of Nintendo, I think they struggle. Their struggle is very real on it. And like, there's the vast world that they're talking about. Now, I know the gameplay trailer breaks down a couple of the
Look at all
blah.
those straight lines.
It is. It is nothing but straight lines here, except for like, oh, there's a turn through the
Another
city.
straight line.
Straight. Now, the gameplay trailer does break down a few of the game modes that you have. And right here, I'm going to skip ahead. You have first the Grand Prix, where the Grand Prix is going to be 7 different like championships. Each one of them has 4 courses, apparently. There's 30 courses
what I like about
overall.
this?
But, again, none of them seem interesting.
You know what I like about this?
What?
You have the tracks, and then you have the road you drive to the next track. I just love it, because that's what you want to do when you're playing a video game. You want to do the section of gameplay, then drive a lot longer to the next place doing nothing, and then do some more gameplay. I just love it when you have more travel time than actual game time.
Hey,
So
they're
much
trying
fun.
to
That's what
replicate Forza
everybody
Horizon,
loves.
thank you. Jeez.
Hey.
Oh wait, sorry.
It's not about
I
the
forgot.
overall.
It's Nintendo. This is an original idea. Forgot about that. Forza Horizon ripped them off. My bad.
This isn't about overall racing experiences with your friends and ruining their friendships. This is about traveling to the racetrack.
It is. Now, there is one thing that people have pointed out, that apparently 3 or 4 of these like championships are going to consist of nothing but retro courses. And it's like, come on, Nintendo. We get that you want to rely solely on nostalgia to do everything, but you could at least come up with something original. I mean, come on. Make more tracks, damn it.
Recycle, reuse, renew, man. Come on.
Hey, don't sleep at the wheel, like you just said.
I like how you have all those turns and you end up going the straight line.
Yeah. Like
Don't get used to turns.
every single time it shows just a straight line. Like every single shot of gameplay is curve, straight line, curve, straight line.
Curve, straight line. Get it right.
Yeah, see? Straight line into a curve. Then it goes into another straight line. But next gameplay mode you have is knockout mode. Apparently this is like, oh, every time you hit a checkpoint, if you're below the placement that checkpoint is, then you get knocked out of the race. So if you're so for right here, for instance, if you're in 9th and you're hitting the 8th checkpoint, then that means that you're going to be knocked out right there. And I mean, that's an interesting game mode. I haven't seen that one in Mario Kart yet.
You know, it'd be absolutely hilarious, which is probably going to happen, is you can't exit the game until everyone finished the races. So if you're last place and you're one of the first ones knocked out, you're going to be sitting for a while.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun to watch, especially with my Mario Kart skills.
My favorite part about open world games is exploring the vast, immersive environment full of things. Look at that. There's a cactus.
There's some
tree,
trees.
Some more trees.
You can
Look at that. So much to there's a camel. Like, so much to explore and do. Like, oh my god. Look how crazy and immersive and like expansive this open world is.
It's so expansive.
And look at that. Selfies.
Because everything needs a photo mode. You know what? I at least applaud Nintendo. Thank you, Nintendo, for actually including a photo mode in one of your games for once. People have only been asking you to do it for years, but, you know. You obviously just now invented the photo mode, so therefore every single other company is now ripping you off, so you're going to end up suing them so you can get the extra money to fund your terrible games. Understand?
Hey, they need that money to build like a couple extra trees, man.
They do. Now see, this is the part that really annoys me. You see all of this. You see that it is basically a cartoony version of Forza Horizon. And yet they still want to charge you $80 to $90 for this title. When in reality, this is more like a $40 game. But there you go. There's Mario Kart World. and it is a Switch 2 exclusive because some reason they just want there to be a way for you to justify buying the Switch at $500. But
Hey, you
what?
don't have to buy the Switch 2. Didn't you hear them say if you can't afford the Switch 2, just buy the Switch 1 and tough all the Switch 2 games that you can't play that you want to play?
Yeah, I mean, you got a point there. And Kevin and I also
Duh.
talked about that. You specifically, they're basically gatekeeping any Switch 2 game because they're only going to be making, that we know of, like 2 or 3 Switch games alongside the Switch 2, and then after that it just switches over to Switch 2. So like at that point, they're just saying, hey, we're gatekeeping the Switch 2 games, and you have to shell out the money anyway. So why the hell would you buy the original Switch at this point?
Hey man, stop being a little. If you're poor, just say you're poor, okay?
I'm not poor. God, I climbed out of that gutter. But if you want to know more about Mario Kart World, you can check out the Nintendo Direct for it, which just so happens to be the day that this is releasing. So if you give a shit, check it out, learn more about it, hate on Nintendo more, and then just come back to us and tell us that we were right about everything. I mean, we'll definitely accept all the praise that we can get, or the hatred. I mean, feel free to leave more hatred in the comments if you feel like it. But that has been the Mario Kart World trailer. I have been joined by Andrew Interactive. We appreciate everyone who came to watch. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this nice spewing of hatred upon one of the biggest gaming companies out there. I have been Aiden, joined by Andrew Interactive, and we bid you adieu.
Yeah, the Switch 2 is definitely a Nintendo don't.